Hot Rod Heaven. I'm here with Bill today. This is super exciting. He's down here for Sick Week. It just wrapped up. Bill is part of the street racing channel and he's got his own channel, The Old Man's Garage. Right. So it's super cool that you are also part of this world, a fellow creator. Super excited to do this. Tell me a little bit about the car that we have here and what was kind of the reason of you wanting to build this here?
So the car is a 1979 Malibu, and my son found the car for sale up in Ohio. It's been in the state of Ohio its entire life, believe it or not. The car, when my son found it, had 23,000 original miles, documented miles.
Wow.
He does things on a whim. So he picks this car up and he brings it home, and I'm like, I was not really a big G-body guy. I never really have been.
Okay.
But this thing was like mint. My whole life, I've never had the means to have a really nice original car. You know, I've always had to dig stuff out of a fence row and, you know, make do with what I could.
Yeah,
you
for
see
sure.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So this was like the first opportunity anybody in my family has ever had a nice, clean, original, low mileage car like this. So I was like, this would be a perfect platform for me to build the street car I've always wanted. A nice, original, low mileage, original paint. The wiring's never been hacked up. The air conditioning's all there. Like, I was excited. And so Billy got started working on it, and then he decided he wanted to sell the car to help finish up his Nova build. When the car came up for sale, I was like, I gotta have it. This is a standard 23 degree small block Chevy. It's based on a Motown 2 aftermarket block. It's 421 cubic inches, but it was built intentionally for exactly what we're doing today, like drag and drive type things. Like, this is where I was headed with this car when it started. It's got an Isky hydraulic roller in it that Nolan with Isky came up with specifically for my car, and you can actually buy that camshaft. It's on the website.
Okay.
I mean, they made a part number for it.
That's awesome.
But it's a 600 lift hydraulic roller camshaft. I used TrickFlow Super 23 230cc intake runner aluminum heads, and it also has the matching TrickFlow single plane intake that was intended to be used with these cylinder heads on large cubic inch small block Chevy applications, 400 cubic inch and larger. It's got a nice set of 1 7/8" headers that allow us to keep the air conditioning and the power steering and the power brakes. Like, it's a pretty well thought out combination, I think.
Yeah, and it's super nice to be able to have the power steering, power brakes, and the AC, especially for events like Sick Week and drag and drive events. Because, I mean, especially here in Florida, I mean, we got lucky this week with how the weather is, but it gets pretty hot. So
Right, yeah, the air conditioning makes it really nice. Like, we just drove 1,000 miles, although it was relatively mild weather for this Sick Week. But there were days when it's up in the 80s and hot and a little humid. Kick the air conditioning on. We got tinted glass. It's all good. You know, we cruised 1,000 miles and it's like we didn't even do anything.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's what I really like about this is that you actually do drive the car a lot.
Yeah,
You'll drive it up to the store, get some car parts for the race cars or whatever. Like, that's what I love about builds like this is you really do utilize the car, because a lot of people, they build it and then they're very hesitant to drive it. And I feel like that's kind of what it's meant to be. It's meant to be driven. So
yeah, if I can't drive it, I'm not interested in owning it. You
Yeah.
know? This car has a 700 R4 automatic transmission that I know a lot of people say they're junk, you don't want to use that. Okay, fine. But this one is the original transmission out of my son's S10, the Street Racing Channel S10. This was the original transmission that we built for it because we wanted to build that truck initially as something you could drive it anywhere. This is the air conditioning system and everything, the serpentine kit, all that is the original off the 88 4.3 engine out of Billy's S10, and that's the original transmission out of his truck. So it has a constant pressure valve body. It's got, you know, Vickers Performance Transmissions up in Alliance built it for us. It's got some things done to it, believe me. Your typical 700 R4 would not do what this does, but it's got a really nice 9.5-inch billet converter from Perfect Converter 501 Performance up in Cleveland, Ohio. The car goes low 140 60 foot, so I think it's been 138 on motor.
Speaking of all motor, do you have some power added to this?
Oh, of course. It's got a Nitrous Express dual stage plate kit on it with both stages turned on, spraying around 350 horsepower worth of nitrous to it. So I haven't yet really had an opportunity to take it someplace and get after it really good. The last time I did, I think the best I got out of it was 620 to 115 because the clutches and the transmission wouldn't quite hold the power in the condition they were in the last time I was down in Texas with it.
That's pretty awesome, especially for a car like this that you do drive pretty often. Like that's
like it doesn't have a cage in it, and that's why I didn't compete with it in Sick Week.
Okay.
Is because technically, legally, it's not allowed to go that fast without a like it's a stock Malibu. It's literally a stock Malibu.
That's awesome. Moving on to the exterior, let's talk about the wheels, tires, suspension, and brake setup that you're running on the car here.
So I use RC Comp wheels on all my builds, but this specific set is, I think they're called retros. So they're a billet aluminum wheel. Beautiful wheels. I really like the styling. It's got single bead locks on the rear. It's an 8-inch wheel, 4.5-inch offset, and I use a little bit of a spacer on a stock width 9-inch rear end housing to get the wheel right where I need it. I didn't want to cut the frame on this car. I didn't want to cut the quarter panels, so I stuck with an 8-inch rim, 4.5-inch offset.
And then what about the tires that you're actually running on the car as well?
I run a Mickey Thompson 275 60/15 drag radial, and then it's got a set of Mickey Thompson radial front tires on it that I bought from Jegs. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they're kind of a matching front tire to the rear. As far as the brakes, it's got Strange Evolution 4 front brakes. We call them Hot Boys. If you ever watch Jimmy Dale's videos, he calls them Hot Boys. The rear for right now is Mosier brakes. Got a Mosier rear end in it for right now. As far as gearing in the rear end goes, it's got a 410 rear gear with a full spool and 35 spline axles. With the overdrive transmission, I think it's an 070 overdrive, and it also still has a lockup converter. So I can put it in overdrive, lock the converter, and I can run 80 miles an hour at like 2,700 RPM. That's on the freeway.
Yeah. And
it actually, believe it or not, it actually gets better mileage at 70 or 80 miles an hour with the converter lock than it does just cruising around easy at 55, 60. It's not the best because it's on E85. It's got an ATM 750 XRB billet base plate carburetor on it. And I've done a little bit of tweaking to it to dial it in specifically for my combination, but the car drives and cruises just incredibly well for what it is.
Yeah.
As radical as the camshaft sounds at idle, as soon as you touch the pedal just a tiny bit, the camshaft clears out of it and it's just smooth as silk. But the rest of the car is really pretty stock. Viking dual adjustable Crusader shocks, stock springs. It's got a Team Z anti-roll bar kit welded in the rear frame. It's pretty simple, honestly.
All right, so now that we've talked about the exterior, let's hop inside the ride. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on. It still looks pretty much all original.
It is. It's 100% original interior. It's everything in that car, right down to the original AM radio still in it.
Oh, that's
for the
awesome.
time being.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all original interior. It's not in mint condition. These cars definitely suffered from the plastics fading in the sun. They get brittle, and this car is no different. But it is all the original upholstery, original dash pad. It's got a little crack in it, but it's all there. This is the way the car came. These are the original panels.
That's what I love most about these older cars is like just having the interior from when it came from the factory. You feel like you're driving a classic.
Yeah, I don't want to hack this car up. This was not ever intended to be a race car.
Yeah.
This was just my nice street car that I can daily drive if I want to in the summer, or if I come down south in the winter. You know, obviously I'm not going to drive it in the salt. I'd be an idiot to drive a car like this in the salt. You know, it's 100% daily drivable.
Or what's the shifter that you're running?
Oh, it's a Hurst. I don't even know what the name of it is, to be honest with you. It's a Hurst shifter. It's got a couple buttons on it. The bottom one is for line lock, and the upper button on the shifter is generally used for an override for the nitrous kit. If I happen to be bracket racing it or index racing it and I need to speed the car up a little bit, I'll grab the override button up on the top of the shifter and it kicks the nitrous on. I can kick the second kit in or the first kit or what, however I've got it programmed at the time.
Cool, man. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up as far as interior goes. I say we get a camera in the car and go for a ride.
All right,
cool. Before we hop in the ride, we do have some shirts for sale. So if you want to support the channel, keep this thing going. We have that linked in the description below. Now let's get back to the video.
This transmission 700R4 has got a 306 low gear.
Okay.
So it's pretty lively.
All right. I'm ready for it.
I don't really even have to rev it up or do anything like that. Like we can just let it idle and crack this thing. And the throttle response on this thing is just, I hope we can capture it.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty good. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're about 2,400.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh my
bad for on-motoring a 3,800 pound car.
Dude, holy crap, you are right about that. Oh my God, I might get.
Dude, I'm telling you what, I'm not even kidding. When you turn both kits on in this thing, like you can't even touch it until you get into high gear, but like you can roll 50, 55 miles an hour in high gear, and if you crack both kits on this thing, it literally feels, it pulls like you're in a turbo car.
That's awesome, man.
It's insane how hard it pulls. If you got in this for the first time and you never knew what this thing ran like, if you pulled it back into low gear and you tromped it wide open, I think it would shock you.
Oh yeah.
As mild as this thing drives.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you picked up some random person on the street, oh, you need a lift, and then you got on it, they would crap their pants.
I told the kids the other day I ought to sign this up as an Uber.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And make videos, reaction videos as an Uber driver.
That would actually be hilarious, dude. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. What kind of got you into racing and classic cars in general?
So, when I was little, I grew up watching, of course, you know, back in the 70s. I was born in 73, so by the time I was 5 years old, 1978, you had the Dukes of Hazzard came out on television. You had Burt Reynolds and the Bandit movies.
Oh yeah, I love those movies.
And, you know, there was so many really good movies like Return to Macon County and Hollywood Nights and Two-Lane Blacktop, American Graffiti. And you had all those influences that were larger than life for a young boy, 8, 10 years old in 1979, 1980. So all those influences that I had when I was little, just I couldn't get enough of cars, and I'd play with Hot Wheels and make motor noises. And then of course my dad was president of the 55, 6, and 7 Chevy Club where we lived, and he had a black 55 Chevy 2-door Bel Air sedan, and of course it looked a lot like the car in American Graffiti. And as president of the club would rent the local drag strip once or twice a year, which is National Trail Raceway, which is right next to where we live now. And you know, I would go down there and I'd watch Dad run that 55. It was a small block, 4-speed, black 55 Chevy on Craigers, and that was just the coolest thing to me. I would ride on the drive shaft tunnel in that 55. I'd stand on it and I'd have my hands over the bench seat and I'd tell my dad, "Go zoom, Dad, go zoom." And he'd wind that 55 Chevy up in first gear and he'd kick that tri-power open, and my God, that thing would just, as a little kid, there was no hope for me to ever be normal, man. That feeling, that rush of acceleration and adrenaline, I could hear the engine come up to about 3,000, and I'd look over Dad's shoulder and I'd see that tack needle come up to 3,000, and that anticipation of when he was going to kick that thing open,
it got you so excited.
There was no hope for me to ever be normal.
Yeah.
So I would fall back into the back seat and I would just laugh, you know, and Dad pull second, hit third gear, and then, you know, kind of let out of it on the street. But that's what got me.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I kind of have a similar story. My dad and my uncle Keith, me and his son, we would sit in the back of his Comet, and he had nitrous on the car at the time, and we would hit the nitrous, and he'd get on it, hit the nitrous. We're all screaming, do it again. So
it's an addiction,
I get it.
Man.
Yeah, it really is.
It's more powerful than many drugs. The lifestyle, the friends that you meet,
of course,
the experiences that you have, the times that you share with your family in the garage or with your friends.
Yeah, man.
It's an entire lifestyle.
Of course. That's why I love hot rodding, like even like being able to meet you and go on this cruise, and same thing with meeting Tony and Tess, like all that happened because of hot rods. What you were saying about the small blocks, I love old school motors. Like, I mean, I have a truck, I want to put a Coyote in and everything, but there's something, I mean, this is old school, you know, this is what made muscle cars in my opinion. And
like the newer LS engines and the Coyote engines and that stuff are extremely powerful for what they are, but they don't sound like this.
Exactly. You can't beat the sound of an old school muscle car. You really can't. Like, even this sounds, just cruising sounds awesome, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is just my thing. I like the old school muscle car sound. I like the old school muscle car feel. I like the throttle response. I like everything about it. You know, maybe in today's age, maybe they're not going to be the fastest things on the road or on the track anymore, and I'm okay with that. I don't care. I have owned and driven a small block Chevrolet engine in my daily driver every day or every year of my life. I have never been without something that I relied on powered by a small block Chevy.
That's
for
awesome.
50 years.
That's awesome, man.
And I love those engines. I love the way they sound. I love the way they run. I love the way they look. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has their thing. That's mine.
Yeah.
A small block Chevy. That's me.
That's cool.
And it will always be that way. I don't care how many people yell and scream, you should do this and you should do that. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, of course.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Yeah,
and that's
awesome.
what I will be remembered for. When they chuck me in the clay, there'll be a small block Chevy on my on my headstone.
I was about to say that, yeah.
I guarantee it.
Shoot, they might even put one in there with you.
They might. You ready?
Ready. Dude, I'm telling you, my cheeks are hurting. I think the turn is actually right here.
This one?
Yeah, yes, sir. My cheeks are oh my goodness.
Guess what? This thing's got good brakes.
Yeah, that is for sure. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. This whole ride, I've been smiling. My cheeks are freaking sore.
It's hard to not smile driving around in a 10-second street car with air conditioning and power brakes and power steering. The only thing it's missing is a nice stereo so we can thump some tunes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll get to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Street cars or car projects in general are never done.
All right, guys, so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. And Bill, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this. I really do appreciate it. Anybody who's watching now, where can they find you? What socials?
Oh, so I just use my real name on Facebook, Bill Hoskinson, and of course my YouTube channel, The Old Man's Garage. You can find me on the internet, oldmansgarage.shop, if you want to pick up some merch. There's all kinds of things. We do some giveaways. You win an engine, carburetors, nitrous kits. It's just hard to tell what we're going to get into, but that's where you can catch up with us at.
Awesome. Well, guys, definitely check that out. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.